तो कैसे आप
swear.
For me, I think real fighting is not really like this. My name is called Shi Yanzi. Shi Yanzi is the Shaolin Temple name. Since 1983, I went to Shaolin Temple. So now I'm the 34th generation Shaolin Kung Fu warrior, disciple. In 1998, I came to London. My Shaolin experience, is more than 35 years. Today I will break down some Kung Fu movies. When we talk about what do you teach, they say we teach Shaolin. But because Shaolin is so big, people really hard to recognize what is the Shaolin style look like. Because Shaolin, they have 100 different forms and also weapons. And also the training, 72 styles. If for my opinion, so it's a Shaolin style basically is the Kung Fu and the wisdom together, you learn. So it's balanced, the mind, body, spirit, balanced. He come here, try to fly, jump into him, then he straight away, no, we don't need, you see, he don't need to do some fancy move. He just lie down on the floor. They give you one groin, give you one kick. It's simple. For martial artists, useful is beautiful. Useless, on fancy, I don't think it's beautiful. Kung Fu kicks, they have many kicks. We have 蹬腿, we have 踹腿, or 鞭腿, and also we have back spin, high kick. Now sweep kick, I have a front sweep, or back sweep. Also flying kicks, flying knees. So all the different types of kicks in martial arts. Punch is the same as well. Punch, they have some Chinese name one. Also they use like a boxing one. One is a straight punch, and also you have a hook punch, and also they have a uppercut. But in Kung Fu, they just called 直拳, 摆拳, 勾拳. Also they have another different one. It's like a back spin. So when you're fighting, sometimes you do one and you back spin, the kick, a punch. You do that one, you back spin. Also they use here to fight. Yeah, fight. We call it 鞭拳. It's like a snap. Like I use the one rope, just snap like this. So this punch is very powerful. Now this is called 踹腿, side kick. 踹腿 is very famous Chinese tradition kicks. Also, this Bruce Lee, I think, is a favorite kick in the film. This side kick, a lot of power. He learned from the Wing Chun. That's the really representative about the Wing Chun styles. And he gave the Chinese name about this called 勾漏手. They just let it push you, and they feel you push back, then the hands come back. Then because you push to me, then I come to fight you. It's like a crushed. So that's why in the film they're doing this one. If you have the back flip, this skill you practiced, then you can. He's trying to tell the people in different situations what kind of technique you use. You can see they grab your leg and already lift up in that time. Then you go to back spin and do this kick. I think it is portable. For the easy way, if you grab on my leg and one leg there, so I can punch you and whatever, I just quickly push you on the floor and beat you. That's in reality, this probably is most useful one. Bruce Lee film, you can see they call many millions of people to learn the martial arts. I watched this film in 1983. I went to Shaolin. You can see they have a lot of different weapons. Normally we say have 18 different styles, different weapons. So in here, I think at least they have 8 or 9 or 10. They have a stick, they have a spear, they have a sword, they have a 3 section chain, and also they have 2 sections one. This one is like one is a side long, another, and on the top they have this long with a chain. When you use a stick, even you use a spear, because it's long weapons, that is quite useful technique. Because if many people they try to close to you, you holding in the middle, then you use your waist, you touch your waist, you turning. See, then this side become powerful, this side become powerful. They can hit people. The man is they don't want the people all close to him. Yeah, you want to make a big swing or whatever, so the people will go hiding or go back. So you have a space. When you use long weapons, you need to have a space. You don't have a space, you cannot fight. That's the one pulled me go to Shaolin temple. For me, I think real fighting is not really like this. What happens? Someone face to you, they want to fight you. So simple, this question, you just give him punch or give him kick. You don't make some pose and whatever. So this is just for film, for show. That pose, Huang Fei Hong, Jet Li films, they made this pose. That pose recognized straight away. I see is Huang Fei Hong in Jet Li move pose. Another other one is like it can be the crane or be Tai Chi, styles like that. Yeah, they do have look like they mix the many styles in there. Even they're doing and this they have Shaolin have this kind of, also Baji have this kind of movement as well, because it's really powerful. They also have Bruce Lee styles, but really don't have Bruce Lee movement. The Bruce Lee movement is really easy to recognize. I heard he doing this form, he spent 6 months to training. So for 6 months to get this kind of the acting like this is quite good. You can see the energy is there. So if they really put time to training, real Kung Fu, both can be very, very good. Chinese Kung Fu film, they really like to show some incredible result to people can see your Kung Fu how good. For example, they fly, they go the knee to the floor, and the wooden floor have big dent. So you don't need to see he do any fancy movement. Just that one is already tell that guy is very good Kung Fu. Kung Fu fighting is not like that. At least, in the Kata 5. Jackie Chan's style is different. It's like for street fight, for one fight many people. He's very, very good action Kung Fu films. It's quite real, it's funny, but it's real. For example, like here, they use the clothing hanging, because he can use chairs, can use anything to against, especially one person fight many people. And also he's very flexible as well. You fight the left guys and the right guys coming, you can see he knows. So he go there, quickly sort out. Then he have to go there. He cannot keep going like this, don't care that guy. In reality, if you really meet these bad situations for somehow, and put your life in danger, and you have experience, to fight, and you cannot run away. You have to. So then it's different stories. Jackie Chan, the styles is people need to study. You can see they run, they fight. Some place they cannot run, they find this place, is a big window or wherever, big fence you cannot climb, then they have to fight. In Shaolin, we also training sometimes, we training 1 fight 2, 1 fight 3, 1 fight 5. In reality, if they holding something, they not all come together. You come too close, they can hit each other as well. I think this kick is arctic, but if they really have powerful, then it's possible, because you can see they're holding the clothing hanging bar and they're kicking like this. So in the reality, we see many people like this. We punch, even you do 1 punch, they can fly. You do 1 kick, it's the same. That can happen if you're really powerful. That can happen like this. Normally, so the opponent they help each other. For example, when Jackie Chan hold his leg, other guy they two legs, they try to hold his waist, clench more harder, so it make him easy to swing. If reality, if he want, he also can. In reality, if I hold your leg like this, doesn't matter your leg loose or not, I just use this pick up, then I can swing you as well. I think his point is quite high for me. I think even like 8 or 9. The king of the weapons is the spear. And because the king weapons, that's why, because very difficult to practice, very difficult to make a high achievement. Then top of the spear, you go to stop, it's like an arrow shooting. So very fast, very direct, very powerful. It's hard to block, very hard to block, especially when they use this technique. We call it 拦拿扎. 拦 means block, 拿 means control, 扎 means stop. When we practice the spear in the Shaolin, the master teach, only I stand here to holding the stick, just holding the spear, just keep doing this movement. Pa, 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 pa. So practice many times. Then sometimes the master just show the tree, they have a tree, they said that they have one leaf. So you go to stop the leaves, the tree leaves. They just, it's even 10 times you cannot reach one. In the film, you show that kind of skill. It's not easy to get. The sword, they have all different technique. For example, if you're holding the sword in here, so people use a spear to attack you, you go under, you see, then it's being blocked. So once you blocked, then you can use your sword to chop him to attack. And also they have one hand is free. Or if the spear stab me, so I go like that, so then I can use my hand, you see, grab. Yeah, so I'm doing very fast, I go, pa, pa, pa. If you, for example, if you go here, and then another guy is coming, doing something. So when you go here, so you blocked, and you have to quickly you go down. So that's why the sword, they have a very important basic movement. We call the 缠头裹脑. 缠头裹脑 basically is your head. They use for example, this is the sword. They go from here, go to your head, come back, come up, from behind your head, then come to here. They have two ways. One is like this, two is like that, opposite way, come back. This is a basic movement when you learn the sword. Kung Fu is not only fist or legs. Kung Fu have weapons as well. Man, he's acting, he's a Wing Chun master. Another guy, Hong Jinbao, also he's a Kung Fu master. That's the stories. They try to test his Wing Chun style, how good is. So then the two use the different type of the traditional Kung Fu. The stole, he stop his leg and just jump or fly to that. You see that? This already show, incredible skill. I think it's for sure how good they are. All my life, I never see some fight like this. Of course, they're doing mostly the Wing Chun. You can see the Wing Chun. Like this, the barge. The barge, in Baji they have barge. Also in Shaolin they have barge. Xingyi also they have this kind of technique. This fight, they are both is a traditional Kung Fu. They are both, but just different style. No, this movement, this kick is portable. But in here, if we don't use the wires, they do that. Afterwards, we don't know. Maybe they fall down. Yeah, maybe they just fall over. On the table, it's very difficult, very dangerous. If I on the table fight, and I try to stay in the middle, I make my stance bigger, it's more stable. So I put you in the edge. So when you come in, I just give one kick, you just off the table. This is simple, yeah. But so in this one, probably they're doing fairly, also it's very fancy and dramatic. You stay edge, I stay edge. You move forwards, I move forwards. So this means I respect each other. He's very skilled, he's a great fighter, and he's a real fighter as well. So he like doing real action. Give you one kick, not 100% power, at least it's 70, 80% power. So when we do some film training, we're doing some actions, even people punch like this acting, you punch, you block this, you block that. Normally we don't, you kick, you block that, you block that. Second day you see that some hair is a little bit bruised, or there is a bruise. For the action film, you still need to take people power, otherwise it still look like a fake. On the table fight, I don't think it's a reality. Nobody fight on the table. The Jet Li, even they don't have weapons, just empty hands. Actually, he can, you see, they have a lot of chance to can get a sword or can get a spear, but it look like it's just not interesting. It's not everyone come to fight him together. Only the spear, you can see the spear, many people from far away, all the spear to come to attack him. To kick, if you choreography like that, you just point to that place, then the jump to kick, then it's possible. This technique is possible to break the stick because he used his leg, wrap around like a snake to fight a lot of people, with all the weapons. I don't think it's possible. Jet Li, I think in action film, in the kung fu film, he's very good at acting. He's a world champion, the wushu champions. Called 七项全能 means 7 different fist form and different weapons, and also the fight, they call the 7 champion. This is not real fight, so I for the real one, I don't think, this is only choreography. It's like a cartoon or something, so when they kick in wherever people fly, then you see that it's too much. I think it's like it's fun film for people. In Chinese sanshou, they do have some grappling leg skill, but because you cannot overspin his foot, because you overspin his foot and the joint will be broken. If on the street fighting, you want to break his leg, and also that guy, the opponent, that's very experienced, if you hold his leg, you want to over twist in a 360 angle to break his knee, it's possible he will do the spin. You can do 2 kicks in reality, you can do in different way, but they use very clever, strategy. You can do 1 fake kick, then on 1 real kick. You can do 1 sweep kick, then you just nearly fall down and give you 1 knee or give you 1 kick. They do 1 lightly control sweep kick, and you kick it, make you lose like that, and he's kicked, and then his foot come back, and boom, give you a second kick. Because this one they have a handle, however, so it's easy. It's more easy than the knife. Everyone have this. Called 斧头帮. 斧头帮 is they have 斧头. This called axe, called 斧头. They're not throwing, they just keep doing like that. So you need to hold it properly, otherwise they will lose. Really, it's not useful. It's not difficult. His sword is much heavier than the monk's one. So in that point, so if he use that and then you use this to against, it's possible to break. They're two holding the sword, 2 different type of sword. One is not a very wide one, it's called a 鬼头刀, ghost head sword. And the monk with that sword is quite common in China. They just go through from the sword, so it's basically they know their life is ending. This is the exact talk about justice against evil time, So when you know it's time to dead, then you just dead for the meaningful things. So sometimes the kung fu is not who is the best skill, is who's the best person. It's a spirit. The old action kung fu film is try to spread out the message is the justice, is the peace. For the real martial artist, the spirit, when you face to some situations, if you know it's time to die, then you go to it. For example, to protect the people, to protect the peace. They are good. I can give even that. I can give like this full point. It's 10, because they talk the truth. The truth is there. See, he get a hit. 2 punches on his face. I think Bruce Lee, his acting, that also is quite good, quite like a reasonable, like a reality. It's not only you beat someone else and you never get beat. They show his the willpower, the spirit. You can see his eyes, his energy. They try to show their best skill. It's very good. We watch his fighting even look like this century. In that time, martial arts, I think the real traditional martial arts is most people doing the forms. And also the fighting, never see some fighting like this. So he's like a genius man. When I was young in Shaolin, I have his book, and I read a lot. We know about his stories. He have some experience of karate, he doing with taekwondo, he doing with the boxing. Afterwards, he got up, and he calmed down, he changed the techniques. For me, he's my hero, he's my teacher, so it's really for me to judge about to say